pass, so they'll be receiving now. And yeah, 21-7. They really turned it on in the second quarter. They were bad their first 3 possessions in the first quarter. Well, not bad, but not great either. Only 1 first down, and then they turned it on, got 3 straight touchdowns in the second quarter. Great play by them. Canon-Macmillan's moved the ball, but they've been stopped 3 times on 4th down, including once at the Pine Richland 6-yard line. So definitely some missed opportunities there as the kickoff is fielded by number 12, Dylan Stenson, and he returns it at the 26-yard line. So that's where Pine Richland will start its first drive of the second half. Still only a 14-point lead, so it's the closest, probably one of the closer games Pine Richland's had the last 2 years, other than the Mount Lebanon game 2 years ago in Manheim Township in the PIAA playoffs. And also the State College game at halftime, although that was really opened up in the second half. We'll see if this one gets opened up or if Canon-Macmillan will make a comeback in this game. Cole Spencer is in the shotgun for Pine Richland. Luke Meckler to his right or left. 4 receivers out. Tyler King motions in it to be fullback. It's a give to Meckler up the middle. He fights for 4 yards, 5 yards. So it'll be a 2nd and 5. Nice run there. Didn't look like there was much of a hole, but he managed to get 5. 2nd down and 5 here for Pine Richland. Not moving quite as fast as we saw in the first quarter, although still moving pretty fast. Spencer gets it, gives it to Meckler up the middle again. Meckler gets out to about the 34, just close to the 35. So it'll be a 3rd down and 1 for Pine Richland on their first drive in the second half. Spencer is in the shotgun. Meckler to his right, King at fullback. They give it to Meckler again up the middle, and he gets 8. So out to the 42, Pine Richland will have a 1st and 10 now at the 42. Nice conversion there.
Drew Engel with the stop, 1st and 10.
Pine Richland moving fast again. It snapped. Spencer had Meckler to his right. He drops back, and he gets sacked by number 34 for Canon-Macmillan, Davey Cooper. He's definitely had an impact on this game. He's had several sacks.
Congratulations, Chris Rudolph. Pine Richland band parents, tonight's 50-50 winner.
A Pine Richland band parent just won the 50-50. That's pretty cool, because we're at Canon-Macmillan as Cole Spencer throws a screen pass to Eli Yoko, and that time it goes incomplete. We saw one of those in the first half that went for a touchdown but was called back on a hold. So we'll see what they do. We'll see if that connection gets. We also saw a 60-yard pass to Yoakum for a big gain that set up the 2nd touchdown.
Play action.
Play action. Spencer drops back, rolls out, looks downfield to number 7. That was Luke Miller. Couldn't hold on. Might not have gotten his feet in. Anyway, good play by Spencer to just roll out and throw it away, but that'll bring up a 4th down. Mason Pruse is on to punt.
Drew Engel steps deep for the Big Macs. Mason Pruse in punt
for
formation.
Canon-Macmillan, Engel is back deep to receive. Canon-Macmillan looks like they're in a rush to try to block this one, as opposed to dropping back and defending. No, they almost get there. Engel fields it at the 26. He cuts upfield, makes a couple cuts. He's going outside to the left sideline. He could go. He gets slowed down by Sarah Manera and gets all the way down to the Pine Richland 30-yard line, brought down by number 10, Diave Johnson, but huge return there for Engel, and that could get Canon-Macmillan going in the second half.
And talk about, you're saying there you got a good rush on the punter. Forced it into a low kick, which allowed the run back to go as deep as it did. Not giving the coverage team enough time to get down there to get the kick returner.
Yeah, that's a good point. A higher kick and he might have to take a fair catch there. It was good. Was a good job getting downfield by the kick coverage team, but it was such a low kick that he was able to weave through them and get a 55-yard return. As Garrett Ninehouse gets the carry for Canon-Macmillan, gets 8. Brought down by Tyler King. Canon-Macmillan down to the 22. Second and 3. Second and 3. Canon-Macmillan definitely seeing a contrast of styles. Canon-Macmillan likes to slow it down much more. Pine Richland speeds it up. You saw that on the last drive. Pine Richland went a mile a minute, it seemed like, at least in terms of how fast they were snapping.
We timed it was a mile.
Give to Ninehouse again. He gets stopped. Same play.
Same time, right around the same end there.
Yeah. Yeah, stopped after a gain of 2, so 3rd and 1. We'll see what Canon-Macmillan dials up here. Because if they score a touchdown here, that would bring them within 7. Definitely a good showing so far by Canon-Macmillan. The Big Macs. John Quinque takes the snap. He gives it to
nothing going there.
Tyler up the middle. And
very stingy center of the Rams defense there.
Yeah, he got stuffed.
Jackson on the stop.
And that brings up a 4th down and 1. Canon-Macmillan will be going for it again, it looks like, and that will be the 4th time they go for it on 4th down. They were stopped twice on 4th and 1s, once at the 6-yard line, stopped also once on a 4th and 2. Here's another 4th and 1, and they're stopped again. Great play in the backfield by Chance Boyd and Miguel Jackson. Chance Boyd's had a big game, several tackles and 2 interceptions, both on key 4th downs earlier. The first 2 4th downs he got intercepted both.
He was steps away from getting the handoff himself. He was in the backfield fast.
Yeah, good penetration. I don't think the Quinque thought he was coming on the blitz, so no defenders were allotted to it. No blockers, were allotted to him. And Pine Richland will get the ball at the 23. Spencer with Meckler on his left, King at fullback towards his right. They call an audible, and it's a keeper on the option to Spencer, and he gets out to the 35-yard line. So that's a 12-yard carry, moves the change on 1st down, 1st and 10. Good run there by Spencer because they were all over the Meckler sweep, but he kept it and got big yardage. 2nd down, he throws it out to the flat to Eli Yoakum for 13 yards. So out to the 49 now. Another 1st down. Really moving now. 1st and 10. Spencer in the backfield. Meckler to his right. King to his right at fullback. Give to Meckler up the middle. Meckler bursts through a hole. Meckler going to his right outside. Meckler, he could go. Touchdown, Pine Richland. A 51-yard rushing touchdown from Luke Meckler, and he is back to those big touchdowns. He had several last week. There's another one. This rushing attack has been truly great, truly prolific today, and this year as a whole. Really the staple of this Pine Richland offense. Great play there from Meckler. Cruz on for the extra point.
Looked like he went in between guard and tackle there. That hole, I think I could have run it through.
Yeah.
And I can't run.
Great blocking there from the O-line as the kick is up and good. The offensive line might be the strongest point on this team. There are several guys who are being recruited currently to play in college football. There's Andrew Kostovic, who is a Notre Dame commit. Going to go play with Jurkovic. Michael Kadick, the other guard, is a Indiana recruit, University of Indiana. So definitely good offensive line, and boy, they've opened up a number of holes both this week and last against Central Catholic that have allowed this rushing attack to dominate.
It's pretty impressive to give their young quarterback, some more chance to go. Although the way he's playing right now, he had that quarterback keeper. He knows when to hold him, knows when to fold him, and knows when to run away, as he did there a few plays ago.
Yeah, great read on the read option. He's also a terrific wrestler, Cole Spencer is. So it'll be interesting if it comes down to it, whether he'll decide to be a wrestler or a football player.
Like Joseph, Tyler Rancher deep for the blue and gold.
Mason Cruz is ready for kick. Joseph and Rancher back to return for Canon-Macmillan. Heinrich makes a substitution, takes off Sermonera, brings on number 82, which is Olszewski. Squib kick taken at the 20, and there's a fumble at about the 30-yard line. Heinrich looked like they recovered. They say they have it.
Here in a second. Pile scrum on the.
And no, Canon-Macmillan has it. They recovered. Recovered by Rancher for Canon-Macmillan. It looked like Pine Ridge had a chance to recover that. Good return up until the fumble by Canon-Macmillan number 34, Davey Cooper. But wow, that was almost a disastrous play for the Big Macs, because if Pine Ridge goes up 28 in the third quarter, then that's definitely not good for your chances to win. Instead, Canon-Mac has it at the 30. Quinqui under center. Gives it the fullback. Handle. He's stuffed for, he gets a yard. He powers forward for a yard, but so it'll be a 2nd and 9 for the Big Macs.
Jackson on the stop, and those carry good for 1 yard.
2nd and a long 9. Pine was in their base 4-3 again. Canon-Macmillan runs with 2 fullbacks, a tight end, 2 receivers, or 2 backs, a tight end, 2 receivers. Quinqui drops back, throws, almost intercepted by Tyler King. There's a penalty in the backfield. Doesn't look like rushing the passer. It could be on Canon-Macmillan. No, it looks like they're going to call it on Pine Ridge. There was a bit of a shoving battle between one of the Canon-Macmillan offensive linemen. Number 62, Mankey, and Miguel Jackson. They're going to call holding on Canon-Macmillan. So, looks like a 2nd and 19 now for Canon-Macmillan. So, Quinqui is coming in here. Quinqui. Handle to his right. O'Hare behind him. He drops back to throw. Throws it across the middle to number 9. That is O'Donoghue. And he picks up almost all 19. It looks like they're going to make it. No, they're going to give him the first down. He got 19.
1st and 10, blue and gold.
So, 1st and 10 now for Canon-Macmillan at the 40. Quinqui takes a snap. It's a give to number 38. That is Nyhouse. He's stopped. We've seen him a lot this second half. Not sure we've seen O'Hara. That's because he's on the sideline without his helmet off. Interesting why that would be. Nobody, I don't know. no use in speculating, but that's why you haven't seen him so far, and maybe why Canon-McMillan's offense hasn't looked quite as dynamic. Although they've still looked pretty good this third quarter. Quinckley is going to take the snap. Handled to his right at fullback. Behind him is Nyhouse. He rolls out to his left, throws it in the ground. Nothing there. He was going to get sacked, so he threw it at Handel's feet. Good penetration there by Pine Richland.
With the pressure.
Merrick Miller. So now it is a third down and 13. They're down at 14, actually. Because of that stop on first down. Loss of yardage. So 3rd and 14 for Canon-McMillan. Without their best player in the game. Quinckley takes the snap. Nyhouse in the backfield along with Handel. He looks downfield, throws out of the reach of number 94.
Pass intended for Connor McMahon.
Connor McMahon.
Luke Meckler on the cover.
Pass was beyond his reach. He might have been able to pick that up if that's on target. But as it is, it's a 4th down and a long 14 or a short 15, depending on how you look at it. It's between the 35 and 36-yard line. Meckler's on the return. He is around the 22. Out to punt is Byers for Canon-McMillan. He gets the snap. And the punt is fielded by Meckler. He breaks a tackle. He gets outside. He could go. 50, the 40, stiff arms the kicker, the 30, the 20. Brought down at the 10-yard line. What a return from Luke Meckler. What a return. So Meckler's down to the 10-yard line. Great play by Meckler to break that first tackle. It looked like he would let the ball go, and then it bounced right to him. He looked like he was going to get tackled on the spot, and he stepped through 2 defenders and juked out another to get to the outside. Stiff-armed the kicker at about the 40-yard line. Outran everybody except the last guy that cut him off at the 10-yard line. Pine Richland will start in the red zone at the Canon-McMillan 10-yard line, looking to add to their 28-7 lead. 4:33 to go in the third quarter as they go into the super I formation to disguise their formation. 4 receivers, 3 to the top of your screen, given to Schweiger, heading to his right, and he gets tackled at the 9, so a gain of 1.
Nate Zanardelli with the stop.
Tackled at the 1, so, tackled after a gain of 1. So Spencer in the backfield, Schweiger to his right. He throws it out to Yoakum on the screen pass. Yoakum gets down to the 5-yard line before getting shoved out of bounds. So it'll be a 3rd down and 5, 3rd and goal from the 5. Two receivers to the bottom of your screen, a tight end and receiver to the top. Tyler King motions. Cole Spencer avoids a sack, pulls it down, runs, gets brought down. No, they're going to give him a touchdown. I thought he was short. I thought he was down at the 2 or the 1.5.
Penalty flag after the play.
It's a flag after the play. Wow, nice run there by Cole Spencer. He ran through someone, and I guess they're going to say that he rolled over a Canon-McMillan guy to get in the end zone, so he didn't actually touch the ground. Canon-McMillan fans once again are not happy for the 3rd time tonight on a Pine Richland touchdown. Or at least the second. There was this one. There was the one where they didn't think we should have had another timeout because there was a scoreboard error. And there was the one before that where they thought there should have been a penalty on the play. The referees are still conferencing, although they already showed touchdown. They're calling it unsportsmanlike on Kenna McMillan, so that'll be enforced on the kickoff. We especially hear the angry Kenna McMillan fans because we're sitting right next to the football parents section, and that's where you normally get the most agitated fans, either there or in the student section. Cruz is on for the extra point. Refs are still talking about something. Kenna McMillan's not going to be happy. This is their homecoming game. In the first quarter, it looked like they were the better team and had a good chance of the upset. Now it's 35-7, and the last several touchdowns, the Kenna McMillan fans have been very unhappy about the circumstances. Richland's going to kick off closer to the end zone because of the unsportsmanlike conduct penalty on Kenna McMillan. 35-7, 3:45 to go in the third quarter. And so, yeah, 35-7. Kenna McMillan outplayed Pine Richland in the first quarter, but was stopped 3 times on 4th and 2 or shorter, including once in the red zone at the 6. So Pine Richland weathered that storm, was up 21-7 at half after several controversial touchdowns, including one where Pine Richland caught a timeout when the scoreboard showed they had 0 because there was a scoreboard error. They did actually have one. And also that last touchdown where Spencer may have been down, but they ruled that he rolled over a Kenna McMillan guy. And then, so yeah, and now there's this kickoff. There have been 2 unsportsmanlike conduct penalties on Kenna McMillan after that touchdown. So now, Pine Richland is kicking off at the 30. I'm not sure whether you go for a touchdown or like a chip kick here and to try to get like a jump ball. Can't hurt to go for the onside, because if you kick a touchback, they're just going to get the ball 5 yards in front of where you're kicking from anyway.
Timeout taken by the Big Macs.
Kenna McMillan takes a timeout. But yeah, Kenna McMillan fans are very angry. This third quarter has only extended that.
Coming game, there was a questionable call in their opinion.
Yeah.
On that last touchdown.
Several controversial calls this game.
Yeah, so it's refs are doing their best they can, and obviously the home fans want to see their young men, compete, and as they did in the first half. First half was anybody's game. Right now, it looks like it's starting to slip away from them. A lot of football left, though. Only 3:45 to go in the third quarter, and the entire fourth quarter to play. So lots of action, lots of opportunities for both teams.
How about this, though? This is definitely something I've never seen before. Pine Richland is kicking off from the 30 because of 2 unsportsmanlike conduct penalties. And Kenna McMillan literally has to have all 11 men on a kickoff return inside their own 20.
Yeah, I think this is one of those times that we should probably take a picture, because you don't see this very often. And I'm sure he could probably kick a field goal from here. It won't count, but I guarantee he could split the uprights from here.
My guess is that he's going to try to chip it up and try to get some of the Pine Richland guys to run under it, some kind of onside. And nope, they're going to kick a touchback. He's going to kick it through the uprights, hit the crossbar.
Hit the crossbar, very nice.
Good call, Mr. Clock.
I think it doesn't count because he didn't call bank. If he wants that to count, he has to call bank off the crossbar. I did not hear him say that, so
officially that cannot be another field goal.
And that was probably the best thing to do there because, I mean, the unsportsmanlike conduct, you never like to see that. So
Yeah.
Instead of trying to like force the I'm forgetting
You
the
know,
expression.
like doing an onside kick or something
Yeah,
to
instead
really
of
put
trying
more
to-
pressure on them. You know,
Yeah.
kind of take a little bit of steam out of the situation by kicking it away.
Yeah.
I got you. I know what you're thinking.
Force the issue. is
I'm
what I was
picking
trying
up
to
what
think
you're
of.
laying down. I'm getting you.
So Quinqui drops back, throws it over everybody.
That was miscommunication. The receiver was looking like the
Was a
ball hadn't even
comeback.
been thrown yet.
Thought
He-
it was a comeback.
Yep, you're absolutely right.
That's also the couple times where Canon McMillan's wanted a pass interference where none was called. So definitely interesting in terms of the amount of just controversial calls tonight. So 2nd and 10 for Canon McMillan at the 20-yard line. Quinqui will take the snap. Nyhouse to his left. 4 receivers out. And Nevin Nowitzki jumps offside. So a good hard count there from Canon McMillan.
Encroachment, the charge against the Rams.
And so it'll be a 2nd and 5 from the 25 now for Canon McMillan. Canon McMillan huddles. They're going to come out in a 4-out situation, 4 receivers again, just like last time. Quinqui in the backfield, Nyhouse to his right. Quinqui motions Nyhouse over to his right. He was to his left. Quinqui takes a snap, gives it to Nyhouse. Nyhouse is tackled at the 26.
I understand you want to keep a defense honest, but I think, especially when you spread out like that, you should try to throw the ball. A, stops the clock on an incompletion, but B, you got to get downfield. These little 2 to 5 yard runs aren't going to help you close the gap with this 35-7 score.
Particularly because their leading running back Joshua O'Hare is out of the game for unknown reasons. So, but that is what Pine Richmond does a lot of the time. They'll spread out and then run the ball. Not necessarily the best for coming back. Quinqui takes the snap, throws it to Handel. The fullback, he gets the first down, down to the 36.
Good play call by the Big Mac staff there.
Not before Handel's catch and carry. Good for a Big Mac first down.
So 1st and 10 for Canon McMillan. 2:54 to go in the 3rd quarter.
For those of you guys just joining us, this second half does not represent what we saw in the first half. A battle of defenses, as Sam had said early on, for those who've been watching all along in the first quarter. Then the scoring happened even on both sides. Things kind of unraveled at the end of the second half, though.
As Quinqui throws a pass that's batted down by Dylan Stenson. Yeah, exactly right. This was Canon McMillan looked like the better team the entire first quarter. Pine Ridge only had 1 first down, and Canon McMillan was moving the ball well. They were just stopped on 4th down 3 different times. Once at the 6-yard line, like at the Pine Richmond 6-yard line, with a good chance to score. So that's really put them behind the 8 ball, and Pine Richmond since then has taken control of this game. As they run it with Nyhouse, he's tackled for no gain by Miguel Jackson. And
Nyhouse on the carry does well to get back to the line.
And also number 13, Merrick Miller.
Miguel Jackson on the stop.
Might have lost 4 inches on that play, according to the spot.
So we'll have a 3rd and 10.
And 4 inches.
Quinqui is in the backfield. Nyhouse to his left, Handel to his right. Takes the snap. Pine Richmond's blitzing. He's got an open guy down the middle. That is O'Donoghue, and he gets the first down to the Pine Richmond 49. So 1:40 to go in the third. Canon-Macmillan's moving the ball again.
There's a great job by the Big Mac offensive line, buying more time. Then he found this guy over the middle. Very Tom Brady-esque. A little bit Drew Brees, picking apart the inside of the defense.
Pine Richmond brought sixth and a delayed seventh. And Canon-Macmillan's 5 linemen and a running back were able to stop the pass rush from getting to Quinqui. As Quinqui's going to take the snap, Nias to his right. Quinqui takes it. Gets immediately sacked by Miguel Jackson. What a pass rush there. Loss of 9 yards. So it'll be a 2nd and 19.
Wow. Wow. He
threw him to the ground.
Whether he's coming around the end or come run up the gut, I mean, this guy's he's got a game going right now. 56. Back
Miguel Jackson.
Back in my day, there was a gentleman who played for the New York Giants, wore 56, named Lawrence Taylor. He's a nice little end linebacker himself in his day. So very reminiscent of the 56 from my generation.
As Quinqui's going to take the snap, gives it to Nias going to the right. Nias finds a hole, gets upfield, recovers the lost yards from first down. It'll be a 3rd and 10.
Gets near the line to gain.
As there is 20 seconds in running in the third quarter. It'll be interesting to see if the Big Macs run their 3rd down before the third quarter ends.
Sorry, not the line to gain, still a 10-yard distance.
For those of you playing the weather game, no real wind here, so it doesn't really matter which direction they go. I'm looking at the flagpole right now, and the flag is just laying flat on the pole, so it doesn't matter which direction they have to go.
Yeah, great weather tonight. It's not too hot, not too cold, not much wind, no rain, just a clear night. Great for high school football. We would like to thank PRTV sponsor, Supremo's Pizzeria. You can go visit them at their location in Mars or their new location in Evans City, Supremo's Pizzeria, where taste reigns supreme. So, definitely good pizza. Canon-Macmillan's going to have a 3rd and 10 from their own 49. And I have one question for you, Mr. Clark. Do you think they eat Big Macs before they have games to Carvalho?
That's a good question. I know there is a McDonald's in Cannonsburg, so it's very possible that they could. They don't have to have any imported. They grow them on their own here in Cannonsburg, Canon-Macmillan School District. I have a funny feeling though, if we asked that, we probably would get a couple of really sarcastic stares. So maybe, I'm guessing they might have heard that once or twice.
Yep, definitely not original. So Canon-Macmillan's got their 3rd and 10 now as they come back out. Pine Richmond's in their 4-3. Canon-Macmillan is going to have 3 receivers out, Nios and also Cooper in the backfield, along with Quinqui. Quinqui takes the snap. He gets run over again. Great penetration for the Pine Richmond defensive line. All 4 of them, Miguel Jackson, Christophic, Merrick Miller, and number 16, Lawton. Just great play by them. They get through the line there and get the sack. So that'll leave a 4th and 19 for Canon-Macmillan.
They really teed off there, Sam, didn't they? I mean, they knew their passing, and they crushed the middle of that Canon-Mac offensive line. And there's nothing that those interior linemen could do.
Yeah, great rush there. They timed the snap count well. As Byers is back to punt, and Stenson is back to receive. No, Schweiger is back to receive. Ball bounces to him. He goes outside, cuts back up the field, and he trips. So he gets out to the 30. He looked like he could have broken that had he kept his footing there.
I think he was surprised he didn't get hit. He did a good, nice job with little dipsy do, and right after he caught the ball on the hop, and then the two McMillan players were just watching it, making sure, I guess, that he had possession before they hit him. I'm not quite sure, but they, and I think everybody was kind of surprised that two guys in blue let the guy in green and white just have a good 7-yard run before he tripped himself up. But nice job by Schwager there.
Yeah, definitely an emerging freshman running back. He's in the backfield here with Cole Spencer, another emerging sophomore. 3 receivers. They motion out their linemen, and that will probably be an offside.
I think
it looks like they're calling an offside on Canon-Macmillan, so they really got tricked by that offensive lineman pool thing. We've done that a couple times now this year.
Yeah, I've jumped. I think I was offsides too.
Yeah, we did that once against Butler and ran for about 40 yards and a touchdown, and then we did it against Central Catholic, and it was...
Good ball, false start to charge against the Ram.
No, they're calling it against the Pine Richland side instead of Canon-Mac.
Yeah, early indications were offside, but it wasn't a false start. Canon-Macmillan even thought it was offside, but it was a false start, so it's going to be a 1st and 15 now.
I guess the defense had a chance to technically to reset since Pine Richlands and 3 men were repositioning themselves.
Yeah, they're talking to the offensive line right now. They might be saying not to do that maneuver again. As on this play, again, Schweiger and Spencer in the backfield. Number 9, Tiamo was in motion. They are doing that thing with the offensive line again and running it up the middle again. And Schweiger gets 7 behind the 3 offensive linemen that were left.
Dylan O'Donoghue on the stop for Canon-Macmillan.
So that seems to be what they do out of the formation instead of a screen, which would be the anticipated thing. Or maybe they're setting up a screen. As Schweiger bursts through a hole again, almost juked out number 15 safety for Canon-Macmillan. That was Trey Lewis. Instead, still got a first down, 42-yard line, so 1st and 10 from the 42.
And the clock is moving.
Yes, definitely key at this point in the game, 35-7. Although if they get a touchdown on this drive, it will get into mercy rule clock, in which 35 points up in the second half, the clock stays running at all times, unless there's a timeout. Tiamo gets the pass in the flat. Tiamo, and he gets 9.
Yeah, I was going to say just short.
Out to the 49 of Canon-Macmillan. As Spencer takes a snap, King and Schweiger in the backfield. Schweiger hits another hole. Gets down to the 42. That's another first down, gain of 7. Schweiger's look good too. When they've been spelling Meckler, Schweiger has certainly gotten his share of yards during that time. Very rarely gets stopped near the line. Spencer, that could be the offensive line. Spencer takes the snap and throws downfield, and Caffardi was down there trying to get the catch. That could have been a pass interference, although in general tonight they've been letting the cornerbacks and safeties be physical with the receivers, so it's pretty consistent with what they've been doing.
Possibly they were thinking, the ref was thinking there that the ball was just not catchable.
That's also possible.
But I think we'll keep our opinions to ourselves.
All right, Schweiger's in the backfield along with Spencer, and it's a swing to Caffardi. Caffardi makes a move, gets down to the 30. That's a first down, so it'll be a 1st and 10. 1st and 10 from the 31. No, 30. Yeah, the 30. 1st and 10 from the 30.
Big Mac has to respect the runs. They're keeping an eye on Schweiger, and then they just dump it onto the flat, and they're basically getting the equivalent of a nice run out of that short pass.
Yeah, they're definitely have good dynamics, this offense. As Schweiger runs up the middle again for another 10-yard gain.
I think one of the toughest things
9
probably.
yard gain. Sorry.
Oh, go ahead, Sam. I'm sorry.
All right, Spencer, Schweiger to his right, gives it to Schweiger up the middle again. This time he does get stopped, but he got a yard, and it looks like it's a first down.
Davey Cooper on the stop.
Not quite. They're just
Schweiger's carry good
on the
for
21,
a
22-yard line.
Down, 20-yard line.
On the 20,
spot of
excuse
the
me.
ball.
So not quite in the red zone officially yet. They have another inch and a half before that's true. But I was going to say, it's tough. Got to be tough for teams that are not used to playing a run and gun style, a no huddle style like Pine Ridge runs. Their defenses have to get tired.
Spencer tries to avoid a sack, winds up getting brought down by number 50 for Canon-Macmillan.
And then they sack the quarterback and make me look foolish.
Scramble force.
That happens to everybody.
Thank you, Sam.
Nice sack there by Colosimo for Canon-Macmillan as Pine Richland once again rolling with this two running back approach with Reckenberg at fullback and Schweiger at running back. Spencer in the shotgun gives it to Schweiger. Schweiger gets down to the 18, so it'll be a 3rd and 8. Nice gain of 9.
Nate McDermott.
So, yeah, 3rd and 8. Pine Richland, another thing about them is they always run shotgun. Like, if you watch Canon-Macmillan, over half the time they're under center. Pine Richland never is under center. So that can also throw you for a loop because you don't have it. If you break through quickly, you still might not get to the quarterback.
Correct.
As Spencer does a read option, quarterback keeper gets brought down. The 18. The 13. So gain of 5, 4th and 3. They're going to bring on the field goal unit.
Possession down for the Rams.
Good practice here for the kicker.
Yeah, it's just like that. It's even closer than that kickoff he put through earlier.
Yeah, let's see if he calls. Did he call bank? I didn't hear him.
No, but that one does go through, so he didn't need it. 38-7 now for Pine Richland. This second half, and really the second quarter also. Well, the second quarter was close, and then this third quarter, Pine Richland's really pulled away. The first quarter, it looked like Canon-Macmillan was the better team, but they couldn't capitalize. They had 3 fourth-down conversions that they didn't convert that were all 2 yards or less. One was at the 6, so that kind of thing bites you at the end.
And the thought comes back from the end of your first half coverage, Sam, when you were mentioning that Pine Richland was trying to utilize their timeouts to save the clock, to get a chance, because as Canon-Macmillan was struggling to move the ball in their own end, and when they had to punt, Pine Richland wound up getting decent field position and went down and scored. And that, I think, that score started to break the game open, and I would argue took the wind out of the home team's sails as they headed into halftime.
Another thing is that score probably doesn't happen if Canon-Macmillan doesn't pass on that 3rd down, because Pine Richland had that extra timeout that wound up being so controversial that wasn't on the scoreboard that they might have had to have used had they run the ball on the 3rd down. Mm-hmm. It wasn't on the scoreboard because they took off 2 for 1 timeout, so it didn't appear that they had a timeout left, even though they did. And yeah, so that if that doesn't happen, they aren't able to stop the clock down at the 1. As there's a squib kick, it's picked up by number 17, Joseph. He finds a hole. He gets outside. He could go. He's being chased by the kicker, and Mason Pruse brings him down by the face mask. Great return there by Brandon Joseph for Canon-Macmillan.
Probably throw on another 15.
Yeah, face mask by Mason Pruse, although, I mean, it is better than having let him through because he would have been gone.
On the play.
Nice play. Well, not a great play, but still a pretty good play by Pruse. Canon-Macmillan will have great field position, though. They'll be down to the 31-yard line. Canon McMillan huddles. We would like to thank Supremo's Pizzeria, PRTV sponsor, for tonight's game. They have locations in Mars and a new location in Evans City. Supremo's Pizzeria, where taste reigns supreme. Canon McMillan coming out here at the 31. New quarterback under center for them. Number 15. Lewis, he made a tackle on the last drive. He fumbled the snap, and he winds up getting picking it up, but getting stood up for a loss of 1 by the Pine Ridge defensive line.
Well, heads up play, getting the ball back. I mean, that's you're coming in fresh like that.
Yeah, he did well to even have a chance to run for any yards before he was stood up, based on the fact that the snap was fumbled. Great atmosphere tonight. The seats were packed with Canon McMillan fans. It was their homecoming game. The bands were terrific. As the PA announcer put it, it was probably might have been one of the best halftime shows in the Whippeal this year between the two of them.
Yeah, both bands are fantastic.
As Lewis nearly throws an interception to Diave Johnson. And the terrific atmosphere in general.
And
amongst this is a great stadium too.
It is. It's a great venue, fantastic venue, and the hosts are amazing. My colleague, Mr. Karpinski, set this up with the staff, Pine Richland, and the staff here at Canon McMillan, and they have been amazing hosts, and we can't thank them enough for everything they've helped us with, helping us carry equipment, making sure we're hydrated and all that good stuff. They've been very welcoming, and we appreciate all the time they gave us and the ability to broadcast this game for you.
Yeah, this is definitely a great program, Canon McMillan, Big Backs, as Lewis takes the snap, runs, gets tackled at the 28 by number 16, which is Lawton, and also for number 44, Warenka. Yeah, this is a great football program. They played really well tonight. Like I said, they dominated the first quarter. Pine Ridge only had 1 first down. Canon McMillan, they drove to the midfield twice, and both times failed on 4th down. And they drove down to the 6th and then missed a 4th down conversion. But they really played well that first quarter, as Lewis fights for a first down on 4th down. He doesn't get it.
He might have been a yard and a half short, but that was
about 3 yards short.
Nice noticing that there's nothing downfield and tuck it and going and making something out of nothing.
And that's good experience for him too, as the backup quarterback, getting some time in against Pine Richland.
Pine Richland 1st and 10.
Pine Ridge will come out here. The clock is not yet running because it is only 38-7, only a 31-point lead, not 35. Canon McMillan will probably want to keep it that way to the end of the game. That would be a moral victory in and of itself, as all of Pine Ridge's games this year have gone to Mercy Rule clock, including the IMG. As there's a timeout on the field. 5:16 to go here in the 4th quarter in the game. 38-7 Pine Richland. A good job in the last couple quarters. Pine Richland's offense has really gotten going, especially the rushing attack. Spencer, Schweiger, Meckler especially, and even Sarah Monera had a touchdown. Great job rushing by this Pine Richland offense. That's their hallmark. The offensive line's been terrific also.
I was going to say, I mean, the speed at running back is amazing. It really is. They don't really lose the gear at all when they bring in their younger players. And then the offensive line, no matter who's in there in the front, they're just digging holes that would make a bulldozer proud. I mean, they're making it very easy for their teammates running up behind them.
It's remarkable. I don't think we talk about them enough, as Ben McGregor fumbles the snap and actually gets outside and recovers some of that yardage up to the 28, 26 actually, but still a loss of or I mean the 16th. But still a loss of 8 yards. The offensive line has been terrific this year. The senior guards, Christophic and Kadick, both big-time D1 college recruits. Well, not Kadick for Indiana, and Indiana recruit. Christophic for Notre Dame commit, and both are 3-star. Christophic might have gone up to 4-star by this point. It just and the other guys on the offensive line, they make such good holes. They're all over 250 pounds and 6 foot. Like that, it's not common to have an offensive line this good. They've opened up such great holes this year. As there's, looks like there's another timeout on the field with 5:08 to go. Just terrific, terrific job today by the offensive and all season by the offensive line.
It is impressive. I mean, and that is the key. I think any football fan would know that. It's great to have like last year when we had Phil Jakovic being able to run and gun and take a lot of pressure off of everybody. And it's great to have the running backs that we have this year. But to solidify everything, to give to everybody time and space to do what they need to do, the linemen on both sides of the ball, are really come to play here for Pine Richland. And I think the defensive line, especially in the second half, have turned it up a couple notches, and they've really just dominated, especially on the 3rd and longs that the Big Macs have had.
And the 4th downs, too.
Yes, true.
I would like to correct myself. Christophic is a 4-star recruit now, and Kadick is committed to Indiana now. Just corrections. As Pine Richland's offense comes back out. McGregor at quarterback, Schweiger to his right. 5:08 to go. This is a 2nd down and 20 from the 2nd down and 19 from the 18 from the 16. 2nd down and 18. They get out to the 20 on 1st down. Their 2nd down. So now it's going to be a 3rd and 14. 3rd and 13. No, 3rd and 14. Yeah, 3rd and 14 for Pine Richland. Interesting to see what they do here. As McGregor takes the snap, fakes the handoff, throws for number 9, Timo. Well, almost connected for a touchdown there. Also almost an interception.
Yeah, and I think that just the spirit fingers, as you might say, got in his eyes and blocked the side of the ball just long enough for him not to be able to reel that in. It was a nice throw. It was a good route run by the receiver. Just did not connect.
Absolutely. So Pruse is back to punt as he got run into by number 9 for Canon-Macmillan, O'Donohue, but they didn't call it. The punt went out of bounds about the 39. The punt was almost blocked, but then after it was almost blocked, O'Donohue ran into him, but the refs did not see it, so it's not a penalty. Yep. And Canon-Macmillan will take over with great field position at the 39 with 4:21 to go in the second half in the game.
I'm not sure if you guys at home can hear the spirit from Pine Richland's band, but they're as audible without their instruments as they are with.
They're singing the SpongeBob SquarePants song if you can't hear them.
I am so impressed. Because we're here, we can hear them with our announcer headsets on right now, and so that means they're really belting it out.
Luke Miller makes the stop for Pine Richland.
As Canon-Macmillan ran it on first down with Allred stopped by Luke Miller, a good play by him.
I keep wanting to ask Mr. Stillwagon and Mr. Scott if mayonnaise is an instrument, which is a SpongeBob reference from the Band Geeks episode of SpongeBob from several years ago. One of my personal favorites, Sam. I'm not sure if you've ever seen that one.
I have not watched SpongeBob.
Okay, well then your parents have brought you up correctly then. You're a lucky man.
As number 2 Lions throws incomplete to the sideline, was looking for Allred. Giove Johnson on the coverage.
And for those who played in the home game, it was Patrick Starr that asked that question. Patrick Starr. We were looking for the answer. Is Patrick Starr.
So 3:34 to go at Canon-Macmillan High School in Cannonsburg, Pennsylvania. 38-7 Pine Richland. In a game that has been closer and more even than the score suggests. Canon-Macmillan has played a great game. They came in on a hot streak, having won the 2 games prior against Hempfield and Peters. And yeah, definitely played well here tonight as Chandler got some yardage, and it looks like there might have been a fumble recovered by Pine Richland.
This ball covered up by the Pine Richland Rams.
So Chandler fumbles and Pine Richland recovers. Mackey was in there. So yeah, great play by Pine Richland's defense here with 3:23 to go.
It's impressive. Whether first string, second string, third string, these guys are doing really well.
Yeah, absolutely. Pine Richland has great depth. That's just a testament to how good the football program's been at training guys, as our school is probably one of the smaller ones in 6A, but definitely playing like one of the biggest this past couple years, as the handoff is given to number 19. That is Jordan Burns. So Pine Richland out to the 42. That was a gain of
roughly 5, maybe.
Yeah, roughly 5. So then now it's second and roughly 5, maybe 6.
They marked it as a 4-yard run. Sorry, guys.
As the Dane Goltz, former linebacker, fumbles the snap.
Jordan Burns
recovered by Jordan Burns. So Pine Richland will have a 3rd down and 8 from the 39.
Ryan Engott on the stop for the Big Macs.
So the clock's still running. 2:43 to go now in the second half. Dane Goltz, former linebacker, now quarterback as a junior, is in the shotgun. Waiting for a play to come in from the sideline.
And this is one of my favorite things about the no huddle. You still eat the clock without huddling, and that keeps the defense from being able to do any real serious changes or rest too much. And for those of you listening, there's more aquatic themed music going on right now. The Canon-Mac band is playing the YouTube famous Baby Shark song that the Pine Richland band played earlier. Sam, you might have heard it. I know you're a big fan of that song, right? Probably not, but it's more for the younger kids.
So yeah, both bands are dancing it out to that. Definitely a nice sight to see. The bands are always terrific, especially at these 2 schools. Canon-Macmillan's band is terrific, as is Pine Richland's. As Pruse punts, it's caught at the 28, and it is taken out to the 42.
Across the 40 to the 43-yard line.
43, taking out the 43, correction. So Canon-Macmillan will have a 1st and 10 at the 43 with 1:22 to go. At this time, we would like to thank PRTV sponsor Supremos Pizzeria. Supremos Pizzeria has 2 locations in Mars and their new location in Evans City. Supremos Pizzeria, where taste reigns supreme.
And the pizza does pretty well, too.
Yeah, the pizza tastes great.
Yeah. They've been a great sponsor over the years, really helped out the club, helped us, kept their bellies full on game day. So they've been very generous with their time and their dough. Not money dough, but you know what I meant, Sam.
Yeah. As the bands are trying to have a dance-off now. And Tanner McMillan, Chandler fumbles again. They're going to roll him down at the 40. Great penetration by Pine Richland. Back to the 40-yard line. So it'll be 2nd down and 13 for Cannon McMillan. 1:14 to go.
Clock ticking away.
Loss of 3, 2nd 13.
Special thanks to the Pine Richland Band for letting us come to the game with them. We came here on the band bus, actually. So thanks to them for letting us do that.
Yep, and again, Mr. Scott, Mr. Stillwagon, Mr. Coulter, and the rest of the crew, they do a fantastic job with 200 plus kids, and then they squeezed in another 5 or 6 more from the PRTV club.
As Chandler runs for about 11 yards down to the 49. Pine Richland plays a love song on homecoming night for Canon McMillan. Another show of class amongst the bands. Great sight to see as Canon McMillan is running out the clock. There's 10 seconds left, 13 on the play clock. They might call one more play. They do call one more play. It's a give to Chandler. He gets down to the 45, and that is the ball game. 38-7, Pine Richland gets the win against Canon McMillan. Canon McMillan, great showing from them. They really outplayed Pine Richland in the first quarter, but were unable to capitalize. Pine Richland got going in the second quarter and never looked back. Even in the second quarter, Canon McMillan was competitive. And it took some controversial calls to really knock them out of the game. Great showing by them.
It's
great school.
Again, and one more, if you're just joining us, you know, the game didn't end close, but it was very competitive throughout the first 2 quarters of play. Both bands treated us at halftime. It was a treat, and they're still treating us right now.
Yeah. So that final score, 38-7. Great game by Pine Richland, especially the rushing attack. Meckler, Spencer, and Schweiger, they gained so many yards. They got a number of touchdowns. Even Sarah Monera got in there for a 2-yard touchdown at the end of the first half. So that is the ball game in Cannonsburg. And one last thanks to Supremo's Pizzeria. And
to the entire staff behind the scenes here at Pine Richland Television. We appreciate everybody volunteering their Friday night for helping us out here at the game. Thank you guys very much. They're right next to me, so I'm giving them a little thumbs up. They did a fantastic job, as did our crack crew back in our live band, so to speak. Mr. Karpinski helped us out a lot by setting all this up and making this broadcast possible. Send us home, Sam.
All right, 38-7, Pine Richland gets the win, advances to 6-1 on the season. So, without further ado, that is the game. Good night from Cannonsburg. Mount Lebanon next week for homecoming.